The Supreme Court is back in session for its new term, and for the first time in more than a year, the justices are back on the bench in person. And in case you haven't heard, this term is going to make a lot of headlines. That's because the court will be taking on some blockbuster cases, including cases that take on religious liberties, gun rights, and of course, abortion, among many others. The case everyone is talking about will happen on December 1st. That's the day justices will hear a case out of Mississippi that directly challenges Roe versus Wade. Almost 50 years ago, Roe versus Wade made abortions legal throughout the country, but this Mississippi case directly challenges that by banning abortions after 15 weeks. In November, the justices will hear a case that challenges the New York restriction on concealed carry permits. That law bars people from getting permits unless they show they have proper cause to carry a firearm. The court will consider whether rejection of a person's permit based on self-defense as one of the proper causes violates the Second Amendment. A few days after the Mississippi case in December, the justices will consider whether the state of Maine can exclude religious schools from state-funded school tuition programs. Currently, Maine bans the use of state-provided financial aid so students can attend religious schools, but allows the financial aid for students who don't live near a public school to attend other non-religious private or public schools. It's important to understand, just because the justices will hear these cases in November and December does not mean that there will be decisions on those cases in those months. Usually, justices reveal their rulings the following summer. Time is ticking. Still no resolution on the debt ceiling debate. So yes, according to the Treasury Secretary, the U.S. government is still set to default on its debt on or about October 18th. And you already know the consequences of that. I discussed them in these two videos that are pinned on my page. In fact, the president today described it this way by saying, a meteor is about to crash into our economy. There are some technical advances in this story about this debate that you should know about. Over the weekend, the Senate parliamentarian said, yes, technically, Democrats can use the budget reconciliation process to deal with this debt ceiling without any Republican support. But Democrats don't really want to do that for a couple of reasons. One, it's a super complicated process that takes time, and that time could push past the October 18th deadline, which obviously is a problem. And two, traditionally, raising or suspending the debt ceiling has always been a bipartisan process. Both parties have always believed that they both participate in creating these laws over the years that increase spending, so both parties are technically responsible for paying the bill. And if you've been following me, you know I've been telling you for almost 2 weeks now that raising or suspending the debt ceiling does not authorize any new spending. It only pays for the bills we already racked up in the past. Now, the Republican Senate Minority Leader has been saying since the summer that Republicans won't get involved in raising or suspending the debt ceiling. His position is Democrats should do it on their own. Well, last week, Democrats tried to do it on their own through some procedural maneuvers in the Senate, but Republicans objected to that too. That means the House bill that I told you about in this video to suspend the debt ceiling till December of 2022 is going nowhere fast in the Senate, at least for right now. So far, neither side is blinking or backing down, and the financial markets are starting to get worried.